Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we unpack your sources to extract those crucial nuggets of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're plunging headfirst into a rumor that could, well, really reshape Apple's product lineup. A surprisingly affordable new MacBook.
Yeah, this one's been bubbling up.
Exactly. So our mission is to cut through the speculation, analyze the claims, and understand what a device like this could truly mean for you, whether you're maybe considering an upgrade or just fascinated by Apple's next big move.
And we have a fascinating stack of sources for this deep dive. Everything from long-standing analyst predictions to recent supply chain whispers,
Okay.
and even a peek at how potential users are reacting online.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a perfect case study in how tech rumors evolve and what factors are really at play when a company, as significant as Apple considers launching a new product.
Okay, let's get into it then. The central idea making waves is this low-cost MacBook Apple's reportedly working on.
That's the core of it.
What's the headline price point we're hearing? And, does that number immediately grab your attention?
It really does.
Yeah.
The most recent report, this one's from Digitimes, citing unspecified supply chain sources,
Okay, Digitimes.
suggests a price tag between, get this, $599 and $699.
Okay.
Right? So to give you a sense of scale, that puts it roughly in line with the desktop Mac Mini. But maybe more strikingly, it's like $300 to $400 less than the current base 13-inch MacBook Air, which, starts at $999.
Yeah, that's a striking number for an Apple laptop.
Absolutely.
A price point that low, though, it sounds almost, impossible for Apple. What's the secret sauce here?
Yeah, how do they do it?
Are they cutting corners, or is there some ingenious new strategy for cost reduction we haven't seen before?
Well, the key element mentioned is that this new MacBook would reportedly use an iPhone's A18 Pro processor.
An iPhone chip.
Yeah, which is a significant departure from current MacBooks, right? They all use Apple's custom M-series chips. The A-series chips, they're built for efficiency and power in a mobile form factor, obviously.
Sure.
And using one potentially saves considerably on manufacturing costs compared to the more powerful and, frankly, larger M-series chips.
Huh. The idea of putting an iPhone chip into a MacBook is genuinely fascinating. What are the practical implications of that for a user?
Right.
Does it open up new design possibilities, or are there trade-offs in performance we should be aware of?
Well, that A18 Pro chip is where things get really interesting because it suggests a specific tier of performance.
Okay.
While it would likely be less powerful than even the base M1 or M2 MacBooks,
Sure, you'd expect that.
it could still easily handle everyday tasks, browsing, word processing, light media consumption,
The basics.
the basic, and all while being incredibly power efficient,
Okay.
which could potentially lead to, say, a fanless design and excellent battery life.
That 12-inch MacBook vibe.
Exactly. And thinking about this fundamental shift, how did this specific rumor even gain traction? Was it always about an iPhone chip?
Good question.
As for the rumor's origin, this isn't a completely new idea. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo,
Kuo, always in the mix.
he was actually the first to claim Apple was planning a MacBook using an iPhone's A18 Pro processor specifically to reduce costs. So that was the initial angle.
Gotcha. So from those initial analyst whispers, you mentioned code hints too.
Yeah, exactly. It was later revealed that references to such a device had apparently already appeared in the code for macOS Sequoia.
Oh, interesting. From 2024.
That's right. So that adds a layer of, digital breadcrumbs, moving it from pure speculation to something with maybe more concrete technical groundwork.
Okay, so that lends it some credibility. And the most recent update.
The Digitimes report we mentioned, they now report that components for this MacBook are expected to enter mass production by the end of the third quarter of 2025.
Q3 2025. Okay. So if components are going into mass production soon-ish, what does that mean for a potential launch date? When could we realistically expect to see this device hit the market?
Based on that production schedule, McRumors spotted that a late 2025 or maybe early 2026 release looks likely.
Okay, that makes sense.
And this timeline, it aligns perfectly with Kuo's earlier left precise reports. So the pieces are sort of fitting together.
It paints a picture of a product that's, well past the conceptual stage.
Seems like it.
Okay, so aside from the price point and the A18 Pro chip, what other details do we have about this rumored device? And maybe more importantly, what does Apple hope to achieve with it? What's the strategic vision behind introducing such a well, dramatically different MacBook?
Good questions. On the spec side, it's expected to have a slightly smaller display,
Mm-hmm.
12.9 inches.
12.9. Okay, bringing back that compact form factor.
Yeah, exactly. That many users loved from the discontinued 12-inch MacBook.
Right.
And if Kuo's earlier report is accurate, it could come in a range of colors: silver, blue, pink, and yellow.
Oh, like the old iBooks or the new iMacs?
Yeah, kind of a playful nod there. As for Apple's goal, Kuo stated they aim to sell between 5 and 7 million of these new MacBooks in 2026.
5 to 7 million. That's ambitious.
It is. This isn't just about volume, though. It suggests Apple is maybe finally ready to directly challenge Chromebook dominance in education and entry-level markets.
Ah, the Chromebook fight. That makes strategic sense.
But the real insight here, I think, is how they navigate that inherent tension between affordability and their premium brand identity.
That's the tightrope, isn't it?
It really is a tightrope walk they've historically struggled with, like you mentioned, the original iBook line, where a budget device often felt like a compromise rather than a clever redefinition of entry level.
Yeah, you don't want it to feel cheap in the bad way. Okay, so for you, the listener, who wants to be truly well-informed, it's crucial to understand the reliability of these sources.
Definitely.
What should we know about Digitimes and Ming-Chi Kuo when evaluating these claims? And, if their accuracy is sometimes debatable, why are these particular rumors gaining so much traction? Right.
What makes these digital breadcrumbs feel more compelling than others that just fizzle out?
That's an excellent question. So, Digitimes is known for its strong track record with supply chain sources.
Yeah.
They're often accurate about what is entering production or what components are being ordered.
Okay, the what?
The what. However, their predictions extrapolated from that info, like specific sales figures or precise launch dates, can be less reliable.
Gotcha.
Similarly, Kuo, he has well-established supply chain sources, but his accuracy has reportedly declined, maybe, in recent years. People debate that. What makes these particular rumors compelling, I think, is the confluence of multiple independent sources all pointing in the same direction.
Okay.
You've got analyst predictions, you've got those code references within Apple's own software, and now supply chain reports on component production.
So it's not just one voice.
Exactly. It's not just one person whispering. It's different parts of the ecosystem kind of humming the same tune,
Okay.
which suggests maybe more substance than your typical fleeting rumors. That makes sense. Okay, so this is where we get into the immediate reactions from the tech community and what this could mean for people actually using these devices.
Yeah, the fun part.
We've seen some really interesting comments from potential users online. What's the general sentiment out there? Is it excitement, skepticism?
Well, it's a clear divide, which is always fascinating. On one hand, there's a vocal group of enthusiasts, like one commenter, Greg.Edwards69.
Okay.
They really miss the compact, fanless design of the older 12-inch MacBook. They see this new lower-tier, non-Pro, non-Air MacBook as Apple finally filling a long-standing gap.
Filling a niche.
Right. Potentially even as a viable iPad replacement for many, especially if it combines that portability with a full laptop OS.
Interesting take. But not everyone's sold, I gather.
Not at all. There's a strong wave of skepticism, too. A commenter named Prof.
Okay.
expressed concern that a cheaper CPU wouldn't provide massive savings once you factor in all the other premium Apple components.
Right, the screen, the keyboard, the build quality.
Exactly. And that Apple might simply cannibalize its more high-end MacBook sales.
Ah, the cannibalization argument always comes up.
Always. They even call the expected sales volume stupidly low revenue and wishful thinking.
Ouch. Strong words.
Yeah.
That's a strong counterpoint. And it's funny, Prof brings up the old affordable iBook line.
Right.
That was Apple's attempt at a budget laptop decades ago.
Right.
And while, beloved by some,
Sure.
it really highlights how difficult it is for Apple to strike that balance between cost and the core user experience. This new MacBook will have to thread a very fine needle.
Absolutely. And there's an elephant in the room that several comments touched on, especially Greg.Edwards69 again.
Okay, what's the elephant?
The iPad.
Ah, yes, the iPad question.
The argument is that the iPad has become so powerful, particularly with, say, iPadOS 26 and these sophisticated keyboard cases, that many potential MacBook users can already do everything they want on an iPad.
Yeah, the lines are blurring.
They really are. So this raises an important question. Does Apple need another device in this increasingly blurred space?
It almost feels like a philosophical question for Apple at this point. One commenter, Fred1, even asked if it would have a touchscreen and lie flat for Apple Pencil use.
Ah, yeah, I saw that.
What are the odds of Apple bringing that kind of iPad functionality to a MacBook, especially a low-cost one?
Well, Mike Worthel, another commenter, quickly jumped in on
That's
that,
what he said.
stated that the odds of a touchscreen at the low end are extremely close to zero.
Zero. Okay. Pretty definitive.
Yeah. This really highlights Apple's consistent separation, right? Touch-first devices like iPads and traditional laptop form factors like MacBooks.
Sticking to their guns on that.
Seems so.
Uh,
Adhering to their long-held philosophy that the best laptop experience isn't touch-based.
okay. So, wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, our curious listener? We've taken a deep dive into this compelling possibility of a new, lower-cost MacBook. We've explored the rumored specs, the price point, the production timeline, and these very different reactions from potential users.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this move could signify Apple's maybe boldest intent yet to expand its laptop market share significantly.
Reaching new users.
Exactly.
Boy.
Reaching users who might have previously found MacBooks too expensive, or maybe who are just looking for a more streamlined, everyday carry device.
Right.
It's an attempt to redefine the entry level for a brand that really prides itself on premium, a delicate balancing act.
It really is. Ultimately, this potential $599 MacBook represents a fascinating crossroads for Apple's product strategy.
Absolutely.
So for you, our curious listener, here's a thought to ponder. In a world where iPads are constantly gaining power and functionality, and you've got Chromebooks dominating education and budget markets, will a new, lower-cost MacBook carve out a distinct and sustainable niche, by offering that pure macOS experience at an unprecedented price? Or will it simply complicate the decision between a tablet and a traditional laptop? Or maybe even face a really uphill battle against those established, cost-effective competitors?
Something to think about.